more excuses, you can forget camouflage, get rid of pre-production idiosyncrasies. At last we're from the cockpit in the real thing, Alfa's single crossover rolling around in its storied history, the 2018 Alfa Romeo Stelvio, at Fiat's vast Balocco proving ground halfway between Turin and Milan. The sleek crossover is capped by short overhangs, further emphasized using a low, coupe-like roofline. Tire size is determined by the model plus your budget, but the result here in these photos is its fat, 20-inch option. As one would expect from your fashion-conscious Italian premium brand, there won't be less than 13 different wheel styles available. The equally broad color selection offers such eccentricities to be a pastel blue exterior complemented using a burgundy leather interior. The lip gloss mounted on Alfa's trademark Scudetto grille is manufactured out of real aluminum, and also the headlamps boast bright LED eyeliners. Its sleek Coke bottle proportions are merely stunning. Inside, the cabin doesn't differ much through the Giulia. Functional, yes. Exciting, no. You take a seat on reasonably comfortable chairs within the eye of your black plastic wonderland, which isn't particularly kind on the eye and the touch. Visibility is a touch better than inside Giulia as a result of its elevated H-point. The recalibrated instruments tend to be more easily legible, and a few materials are of your higher standard. The rear seats fold, however they don't recline or slide to and fro. Timber and hide can be found. Even so, the down-to-earth character in the Stelvio corresponds equally efficiently with the base cloth upholstery and matte metal accents. Ergonomics usually are not a forte of Alfa Romeo in general and also the Stelvio specifically. Alfa's new MMI system, manufactured by Magnetime Italy, is just marginally more intuitive than Sudoku for freshies. A head-up display is conspicuous by its absence, and its particular assistance systems do not break new ground. Having said that, forward collision warning with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, and active cruise control are part in the package. The U.S. market Alfa Romeo Stelvio Q4 will come with a 2.0-litre gas engine at launch that develops 280 horsepower. Late buy, Alfa will add the notably spicier 510 horsepower Stelvio Quadrifoglio. Some markets get a brace of diesel options, though none are more likely to come to your US for complexity reasons. The one transmission fitted on the Stelvio is definitely an 8-speed automatic from ZF. Its converter lock-up clutch bites immediately and Alfa is supremely confident rolling around in its overall operation, although we suspect a dual clutch box would shift gears even faster along with more pickup verve. The 280 horsepower engine redlines at 6,000 revolutions per minute and spreads its maximum twist action of 325 pounds-to-feet from 2,250 to 4,500 revolutions per minute. The gearing combines the best of all possible, close ratio first to third warrants an abundance of takeoff grunt, sweet spot focused fourth and fifth strength in the mid-range urge, long legs in seventh and eighth support economical highway cruising. Under normal operating conditions, the Stelvio's Q4 all-wheel drive product is 100% rear-wheel drive. Only upon detection of slip will the black box rearrange the torque distribution. Normally, it will take a mere smidgen of front-wheel pulling capacity to set the record straight again, but on extremely slippery turf the torque split can momentarily be a straight 50 hours 50 minutes. Customers who occasionally leave the beaten track on off-road tires must look into the optional mechanical rear differential lock. But ground clearance is marginal by SUV standards, and also the same costs the underbody protection. There is no hill descent control either, and it is DNA drive mode selector lacks a heavy-going setting. Speaking of drive modes, you can find 3 programs available, E for advanced efficiency, N for natural and D for dynamic. On a test track like Balocco, E would be the software the same as Valium. Lift-off coasting and summoning a dollar gear at 2000 revolutions per minute sharp could possibly be wise when you're running on empty, although not when you're seeking to beat your own personal good self round the challenging Lang circuit. Natural is claimed to meet up with all needs from slow urban visitors to fast motorway excursions. Not surprisingly, its middle ground calibration is not an option for burning rubber either. The preferred mode for shenanigans is dynamic. The throttle solution is sharp, gear shifts are energetic, steering action is quick, plus the damper settings taut. While dynamic is going to be flavor in the day, the DNA selector lacks a personalization mode that could allow you to blend, say, a cushy ride with aggressive drivetrain characteristics. At 3,660 pounds, the Stelvio is heavier compared to the Giulia. You'll take pride in generates more drag and rolling resistance. You'd expect this weight and girth to look at a toll on performance, however it is roughly 5.6 seconds. 0 to 60 miles per hour time is just as lively since it's 144 miles per hour top speed. Predictably, the Stelvio needs a little longer compared to the Giulia to unravel the last 15 to 20 miles per hour, while both the .0-litre just isn't as radically tuned as being a comparable AMG unit. It packs enough punch to push the Stelvio close on the top with the SUV entertainment ranking. Especially when fitted while using extra cost, shifts paddles, the underhood fireworks turn the go almost anywhere Alfa right into a true crackerjack capable of taking within the F-Pace, GLC, Macan, and Q5. It's not really peak power and torque, nevertheless the seamless flow to move which makes the Stelvio a very special piece of kit. This crossover is rather simply excellent at carrying momentum through corners, using intentional weight transfer to speed up turn-in, and increasing ground effect 4th and 5th gear road holding that doesn't wane after 5 to 6 laps. It responds with subtlety and promptness to steering and throttle orders, decelerating as required as hard just as if hit by the massive headwind. It did everything that with aplomb for 26 memorable laps when ground control eventually black flagged the Blue Beauty and escorted us returning to base. Are we waxing lyrical here? Perhaps you need to mention yet again that this impressive proof talent was staged on home turf, the spot that the Stelvio got its start, tested and fine-tuned. Another major contributing factor will be the tires. The brand new Michelin Pilot Latitudes are quick to develop temperature but slow to overheat, and that's why grip and traction prevail a lot longer than rivaling rubber compounds. As a result, the Stelvio honors small steering angles, late turn-ins and patient torque feed. Its overall balance can be so confidence-inspiring any particular one keeps on pushing. You brake late, then later still. You lift somewhat then don't lift in any way. You change down then live in gear and smile. You adjust the lines then bundle them towards the fastest one. In the Giulia, ESP can easily be disabled so that you can perform proper slideshows. In the Stelvio, dynamic can be as close simply because this car grows to being a wild thing. Sounds like frustration galore, but full enjoyment does prevail even at 10/10ths in the event the electronics interfere very softly with pursed chips. Despite the ground-hugging chassis, super prompt steering as well as the guillotine brakes, the suspension do not embarrass itself with compromised spring travel and compliance. True, there is undoubtedly an underlying softness which absorbs the worst kinks, ridges, dips. But although we've seen the Stelvio airborne to the blink connected with an eye, takeoff and landing were always super smooth and progressive. Says Roberto Fedeli, the person in charge of R&D at Alfa and Maserati, in this segment, our vehicle will be the benchmark with regards to agility. At 12.0:1, we have now for instance probably the most direct steering. Other fortes are effortless controllability, directional stability and handling precision. Having said that, the Stelvio hasn't been designed to be everybody's darling. Like every Alfa, it aims first of all at enthusiast drivers. So what SUV to get? The X3 costs 10% more than its newest competitor, nevertheless it is outmoded and uninspiring. The Q5 can be as fresh as it's bland. The F-Pace comes close to your Alfa in many ways than one. The GLC is dear yet competent. The Macan remains almost invincible. While the Stelvio falls a bit short when it comes to technical innovation, perceived quality, connectivity and ergonomics, it's good-looking, affordable, lively, rewarding, and fun driving automobile. A lot of fun driving automobile. 2018 Alfa Romeo Stelvio Q4 specifications on sale. Fall 2017 price $35,000. Est engine 2.0 liters turbocharged DOC 16 valve i4, 280 horsepower at 2,250 revolutions per minute, 306 pounds-to-feet at 2,250 to 4,500 revolutions per minute. Transmission 8-speed automatic layout, 4-door, 5-passenger, front engine. AWD SUV EPA mileage N, a LXWXH 184.5 by 74.9 by 65.8 in wheelbase, 110.9 in weight, 3,660 pounds. 0 to 60 miles per hour 5.6 seconds, as top speed 144 miles per hour.